All right, guys, here we go with another video. This one is going to be on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and XRP. But first, I wanted to show you Bitcoin on the weekly chart. We were in this ascending wedge formation, and high percentage of the time, towards the end, you'll start cutting sideways and then dump. Okay. Now, these don't always work, but when they do, it can be pretty catastrophic. Okay. And real quick, cut off copy. Let me show you the S&P 500. Now, this is the daily chart, ascending wedge, all this sideways consolidation here. That's where we closed Friday. And then this is, the start of this week. So, we're thinking we're going to come down, possibly bounce off this low pivot here, come up a little bit, and then we could continue to drop lower. The only thing that will save the market, quite honestly, is go sideways here for a bit, get those buyers coming back in, get the government buying, putting money in the market, consolidate, then bounce and take out that red dash line of our current resistance. All right, so a little off topic, but just consider a little bonus here. And let me go back to the weekly on Bitcoin. Okay, and I'm doing this kind of a freebie, just advertising for our Patreon members group, obviously. So let me break it down right here. Okay, we were in what's called an inside bar. Okay, this red candle here, this red bar, everything was closing for several weeks inside of it. Yeah, you can wick under it, wick over it, but it remains valid and reliable as long as you're closing those weekly candles or daily candles inside this bar. And what we teach, our members is, just sit on your hands, wait for a confirmed breakout to go long or confirm breakdown to go short. Okay. And the more narrow that range is, see it right here, the more narrow, compressed that spring is, more violent, strong, and fast will be the expansion, either to the upside or downside. Okay. Now, let me get in there a little deeper in the weeds. Right here, the powers that be knew what the heck was going on. I mean, they're sharp guys, obviously, because we were breaking out last week. And if we had closed up here, up and out of that, consolidation zone, this red candle would more than likely be a green candle and we'd be in the low 100s. Okay. So they know what they're doing. Plus, we know what we're doing too. Okay. That's obvious here. But we get another follow through week next week. We could be closing that weekly candle. Who knows? We might even do it this week under here. Then we're expecting the next touch to be that $78,000. If you look back on, I don't know, post like a month ago or longer, we had put that in there as a potential price option for Bitcoin come down to that 78. And then, we kind of have a little bit of a possible, bear flag going here. I like them, coming up to the upside rather than horizontal, but, the bears will take what they can get. And the measured move there, quite frankly, would take us around the 200 simple day moving average. In other words, low 60s, high 50s, maybe 58. Because there's your flag pole, bear flag. But like I said, it's kind of a, pseudo bear flag. But anyway, I think it's good enough for government work if we break down and under this sideways consolidation zone. Okay, and I don't mean to get too technical here, but that's we like playing this game like we play chess. Trying to be a couple of three moves ahead of the herd in order to be there money wise. To go long or short, and psychologically, being prepared for a big to the downside if that comes to pass. That's another thing. We wait until, confirmation before we, you know, go in or exit or whatever. We don't believe in the FOMO. Okay, here's Ethereum, sorry. XRP on the mind. Ethereum. All right. Right now, I'm trying to pull this in here so you can actually see it. Let me pull this up here. All right. Big sell-off candles, basically following, for all practical purposes, Bitcoin. This was previous support here for several days, and we broke out of it, and we rolled back in, and then should we start trying to come back up, first line of defense, okay? In other words, resistance is going to be right across here, okay? Let's see all these wicks. And then also we're under the 20 here, so a little extra, resistance coming through here. We got over it, and but now we're back under it. Even today, this is, price was moving up, couldn't get over that location at around 3006, okay? Now, I'm not for sure how valid and reliable this, and it might be since we're the little bit, of it being bought up right here, that bottoming fill. But what I'm getting at, this may hold temporarily as support. 1, 2, 3 days here. Actually, it came down right here as well and tested. But anyway, we'll see at the close of today. We don't want to call it right now, saying, "Hey, this is near-term support. We're going to at least get another day or two of a bounce," because we still have 4 hours to go. You know how crypto, the stock market, anything is. I mean, in 4 minutes, it can make a different, move in the market. But anyway, potentially right here, we lose that. Long story short, we're coming down here to that 2800 area. Okay. And, we were doing good. We were, putting that low, and we were thinking this was going to be the low of the cycle, but that's still out for debate. Higher low, a little bit higher low over here. After we came back in, we kind of stopped, and see, we're doing good. These higher lows up, and then this candle came in and wrecked all of that. And we made a lower low. See, lower low. Then you got to start all over again. Okay, higher low here because we came up, came back in, came up, came back in. Little consolidation. Great. We're on our way. Then here we go. Then this candle came in, took out everything up here, and then that's how we ended up down there. Now I know I ran through that real quick, but we slow down, explain that better and slower to our Patreon members, okay? And that's basically how markets work. Well, not basically, 100,000%, okay? The bulls, want that W formation, low, higher high, so on and so forth, okay? And then the bears, they want that M. So if you know what an M looks like and a W, you might be able to make a little money in this game, okay? All right, let's do link. It's a big one here. Again, coming down almost flush with this low pivot. That's one of the things we are real big on is knowing, being able to identify and name where those pivots are. Basically, it's just a 180 reversal, V-shape reversal in the market. Very, very important for support and resistance. It's not complicated. If it was complicated, I couldn't make a living doing this stuff. Okay. But anyway, a lot of consolidation right here. Broke out. Normally, this one didn't quite make it, or was real close. Once it breaks out, you can take that sideways zone, about 2/3 of it, sometimes the whole thing, standing on its head. Well, it about made it. Anyway, that's your target. Okay. You just take that part 2/3, standing on its head, or if it breaks down, you can do the same thing. So there was some money to be made here, even though, the snow melted and everything went away. And that's another thing. We're very strong on stop losses and how to manage your account once you're in the money. Our philosophy is once you're in the money, you go home with money. You don't let that money disappear. Okay. It's like touching a hot stove. I mean, how quick how long does it take you to figure out the stove's hot if you touch it? Okay, not very long. That's the way we are with our money. Any gains, we're right there with those protected stops, and we have not a few, I have a couple of proven, systems, skills, techniques to keep you in the money. Okay, because Wall Street has, you can look it up. Okay, Wall Street has, it comes with Wall Street, has their own rule or saying that it's the 90-90-90 rule. 90% of the people that get in the market lose 90% of their money in 90 days. Okay. You don't want to be that statistic. But here we go on XRP. I could talk about this stuff all day long. But anyway, all right, let me do this chart for you. I'm going to do it live. Okay. Well, as we come, okay, first of all, this is going to be new support. This previous consolidation zone right here. Now this one did pretty well. Okay. We broke out here. All right. Stop loss, half of that candle. Our Patreon members know what that means. And then you could take the whole thing standing on its head. We exceeded expectations, which is really what you love to see. And then if we start bouncing back, where's the next resistance going to be as it goes up? Because, I mean, just because it starts bouncing doesn't mean it's going to keep going straight up like this, 5,000 green candles to the upside. Even silver has some red candles in there on the way up, okay? So right here, quite frankly, as we've already come into that zone and sold off, that'll be the next challenge. And then, matter of fact, I'm going to make it reach for it. Okay. But for right now, let's just think bullish. And that, this previous pivot here, so we came down, held. We didn't have any follow through with red candles. We, pumped to the upside. And a few days later, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth day later, fifth candle means a lot. We teach that technique. Man, we got so many tricks to beat the market. You have no idea. But anyway, here we go. So we'll see if we can get back up here. In the meantime, in all seriousness, that's the resistance zone. 3 days here. Really, you could push it over. 1, 2, dump, 3, 4, 5 days. There we go again. But anyway, see if we can get over that. But okay, guys, thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn how to do this stuff, get on the winning side, stop all the, floundering around out there, not knowing exactly, where to get in, how to get out, how to protect yourself once you're in the market. Come over and check us out on Patreon. And in the meantime, we'll see you on the chart.